My name is Emily, and I never used to be afraid of airports. In fact, I found them exciting, bustling hubs of adventure and opportunity. But that all changed one fateful night when I found myself stranded in an airport that seemed to hold secrets darker than any red-eye flight. It started innocently enough. I was on my way home from a business trip, exhausted and eager to collapse into my own bed. But as fate would have it, a storm rolled in, grounding all flights and leaving me stranded in an unfamiliar airport. As I wandered the dimly lit corridors, the usual buzz of activity was eerily absent. The only sound was the distant rumble of thunder echoing through the empty halls. I glanced around, feeling a shiver crawl up my spine, but I brushed it off as exhaustion. That's when I saw him, a man standing at the end of the hallway, his figure obscured by shadows. I called out to him, hoping for directions or assistance, but he didn't respond. Instead, he just stood there, unmoving, like a statue. I approached cautiously, my heart pounding in my chest. But as I drew closer, I realized something was terribly wrong. His eyes were empty voids, devoid of any spark of life, and his skin was ashen and corpse-like. I stumbled back in horror, my mind reeling with fear. What was this place? And who or what was that thing lurking in the shadows? Desperate to escape, I turned and ran, my footsteps echoing loudly in the empty airport. But no matter how fast I ran, it felt like I was trapped in a nightmare, the walls closing in around me with every passing moment. Just when I thought I couldn't bear it any longer, I stumbled upon a door, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. With trembling hands, I pushed it open and stumbled out into the stormy night. As the rain lashed against my skin, I glanced back at the airport, half expecting to see that ghastly figure lurking in the shadows. But the hallway was empty, the only evidence of my ordeal the pounding of my heart and the terror etched into my soul. I spent the rest of the night huddled in a nearby hotel, unable to shake the feeling of dread that clung to me like a shroud. Sleep eluded me, my mind replaying the terrifying encounter over and over again. The next morning, I awoke to find the storm had passed, and the airport was once again buzzing with activity. But as I made my way to the terminal to catch the next available flight, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was still amiss. Every shadow seemed to hold a lurking menace, every unfamiliar face a potential threat. I couldn't bring myself to relax, my nerves frayed by the memory of that ghastly figure in the hallway. As I boarded my flight and settled into my seat, I tried to push the events of the previous night to the back of my mind. But no matter how hard I tried to forget, the memory lingered like a stain, a constant reminder of the horrors that lurked just beneath the surface. And as the plane took off, soaring into the sky and leaving the airport far behind, I couldn't help but wonder what other terrors lay waiting in the darkness, hidden from sight but always watching, always waiting.